Assalamu alaikum. Brothers, we want to welcome you out on behalf of the Nation of Islam and Muhammad's Mosque number 12. And we thank you for coming and being with us this evening for this most monumental and historical event where thousands of black men have come together by the call of God through his servant, not in foolishness, not to come and participate in sport and play, but we are here to receive divine guidance from the man of God in our midst today, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. And whether we understand it or not, we after tonight will surely know that this black man, Farrakhan, speaks for us. And he is the only voice that we have that is crying in the wilderness for the freedom, justice, and equality of the black man and woman of America. So we have come here today, brothers, in a men's meeting. And we have called you out that we may begin the process of atoning for our lack of responsibility. And this is the prelude. This men's meeting is just where we get our marching orders, because we all know that in October, on the 16th of that month, we will be marching on Washington, D.C. to demand from this government what they owe us and to atone for our lack of responsibility as men. All praise is due to Allah. So brothers, we want to move quickly with our program. We have a program full of activities for you. So very quickly, we want to let you know just some of the things that are going on here in the city of Philadelphia. But before we do that, we want to make sure that all of us, brothers, before we leave here, register for the Million Man March, right behind the mezzanine level, right behind the risers in the back. You can fill out the information form and give your $10 donation to help fund this event, because we're not asking anybody for money. We're not going to go begging corporations and other people to fund our march. So we need your support, and you need to support yourself and your people in this effort. So make sure, brothers, you register for the Million Man March before you leave here this evening. Very quickly, we want to let you know that here in Philadelphia, we meet in various locations around the city, and starting next weekend, we're going to be meeting for a manhood training class that we will speak of further in our program. But every Sunday at 2 p.m. we meet at Muhammad's Mosque number 12, and that's at 2506 North Broad Street, and you are all invited to come out each and every Sunday at 2 p.m. Also on Sundays, we meet in South Philadelphia at 23rd and Reed, right on the corner there, and we meet there at 12 noon in South Philly. So brothers, you can come out if you live in that section of the city. Then on Monday evenings, we have our FOI class and our orientation and processing class for the men only. And tonight is our men's night. And that's why we're holding this meeting for men only. It's a tradition. It's a historical event that on Monday evenings in the Nation of Islam, we come together as men and get our instructions and our guidance and our inspiration to stand up and take our role as the man of God. So brothers, every Monday at 7:30 at Muhammad's Mosque number 12, you are invited out to come and be a part of the FOI and orientation class. Then on Tuesdays, we meet in Germantown at the Happy Hollow Recreation Center every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. right there on Wayne Avenue. You are invited every Tuesday at 7:30. Also on Tuesdays, we meet in South Philadelphia at 23rd and Reed once again at 7:30 p.m. Then on Wednesday evenings, we meet at Muhammad's Mosque for a lecture dealing with a very timely and important subject that is crucial to our people here in the hells of North America. So every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., come out to Muhammad's Mosque number 12, 2506 North Broad Street. Then on Thursdays, we meet once again in South Philadelphia at 23rd and Reed for another lecture and timely message that will help us in our struggle to become righteous men of God. Because the message that we will receive today from our leader, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, will inspire us to stand up and struggle against the forces of Satan that have gripped us here in the hells of North America. So now, after we get this inspiration, we have to continue to feed it with the Word of God. So come on out on Thursdays in South Philadelphia at 23rd and Reed. And also, I failed to mention on Wednesday evenings, we're in Southwest Philadelphia at the Myers Recreation Center at 58th and King Sesson Avenue every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Then on Fridays, we have our self-improvement study course, and this is where we sit down and deal with the important matter of improving the defects that we have in self and overcoming our faults. As we opened in prayer, that we ask Allah to help us overcome the shortcomings that have been exacerbated here in America and raised to a level that they are apparent to the world. So every Friday at 7:30 p.m. we have our self-improvement study course. So brothers, those are the meeting times and places, and we want to let you know on Saturday mornings, brothers, you can come out to the manhood training class that will follow up this meeting, that will prepare us for the March on Washington, because we're not going down like we did in '63. We're not going down disorganized for a party and sit around and have a picnic. We're going down to take care of business. So we have to prepare for that, because you can believe the white man is preparing for our March on Washington. All praise is due to Allah. So every Saturday morning, you can meet with the men of the Nation of Islam, and you will begin the orientation and training that you're about to see as I take leave of you, the brothers who are part of the first manhood training class, the first men's meeting that took place back in January of 1994 in New York City. These brothers have been training and orientating and getting their guidance since that time, and we're going to see an exhibition of drill in a few short moments. But every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Happy Hollow Recreation Center, brothers, come on out. That's in Germantown. For the brothers who live in North Philadelphia, West Oak Lane, Mount Airy, all up in the upper north section of Philadelphia, every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. at the Myers Recreation Center, we have our manhood training class. Then in Southwest Philadelphia, we're going to be at the Myers Recreation Center at 58th and King Sesson Avenue. For the brothers in West Philly, Southwest Philadelphia, Upper Darby, wherever you are, if that is close to you, come out. Every Saturday at the Myers Recreation Center in Southwest Philadelphia at 58th and King Sesson. And then we're going to be in South Philadelphia at 23rd and Reed on Saturday mornings for that same manhood training and guidance that we have to get in order to make this march a success and benefit from what God has prepared for us as men, brothers. So these are the times and places that we meet. Please feel free to ask any of the brothers after the meeting if you forgot, okay, that you can come and get these timely, life-saving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to help us in our struggle. But moving very quickly, brothers, are you ready to hear from the Honorable Louis Farrakhan? Well, he's on his way. He wants to speak to you, black men. But before we bring him on, we want to hear from the East Coast regional representative of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, a man who has walked a long road with our leader and teacher, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, a man that has been struggling and working for black people in Boston, Massachusetts for many years now. So we want you to give him your undivided attention, and let's bring on our big brother, the East Coast Minister of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, Minister Don Muhammad. Bring him on with a round of applause.
In the name of Allah, the all-wise, true, and the living God, we forever thank Allah for his coming in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is forever due. And we can never, ever stop thanking him enough for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. You are going to come to know him if you never saw him. You're going to come to love him if you never heard of him. Because that man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, loved you, brothers, so much that he has put something in Minister Farrakhan that the world would like to take out of, but we are going to make sure that they don't. And in their names, Allah, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and Minister Farrakhan, I greet you. Assalamu alaikum. We're happy that you're in Philadelphia tonight. Every black man in Philadelphia ought to be here tonight. when you leave here tonight, you tell every black man that you see what they missed that's going to be coming tonight. For the man that you came out to hear tonight is a man that's shaking up America, the entire Western Hemisphere, moved on over to London and Paris and Amsterdam and Africa, the most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So don't you let the media or the press tell you about Farrakhan. You come and find out for yourself. And I'm here to tell you because I've known him for nearly 40 years. He is the baddest black man in America today, and he's better than that. He's the best black man in America for you and for me. The press want to talk about a pair of shoes that Farrakhan wear. There's not another black leader in America who's worthy to lace the shoes of Farrakhan, let alone talk about a pair of shoes that he wears. You want to talk about a suit that Farrakhan got? A car that he got? Money that we give him? He don't have to ask for no money. Just think about it and we'll put it up. This is nation building. We ain't fighting over no corners in Philadelphia, no corners in New York, no corners in Boston. We are fighting over our place in the world, and Farrakhan is our leader, and we're gonna get it. You know how it is, brothers, when you play football? When they double team you and you're a wide receiver, that means you're good. And when they triple team you, that means you're bad. They got the whole team on Farrakhan, and he still catches the ball. You see, we can't lose with the stuff we use. And they can't win with the shape they're in. Because Allah is with Farrakhan. Muhammad is with Farrakhan. And every one of you and me should be with Farrakhan. He's the best thing that ever happened to the black man in America. Stand up for Farrakhan. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for Muhammad. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your mothers. Stand up. Assalamu alaikum.
Let's hear it for Minister Don Muhammad. All praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah. Moving quickly, brothers, we want to continue in our program, awaiting the arrival of our leader and teacher, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. So at this time, we want to bring on a brother who has been working hard in Philadelphia for many years, taking our case up to the State House in Harrisburg. A hard-working state representative, a friend of the Nation of Islam, a supporter of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, a worker and struggler for the black community. Let's bring on State Representative Dave Richardson.
Assalamu alaikum. It's certainly indeed my pleasure to be here tonight, and I just wanted to join in the thousands and hundreds of thousands of people who are ready for the March on Washington, but unlike the March on Washington in 1963. It's got to be one that's filled with vigor and understanding about why we're going to Washington. I read a little book, and I had to tell you about it. It's about a guy by the name of William Lynch. On the bank of the River Jordan, River James, 1712, he said, I use fear, envy, and distrust to keep black people divided amongst themselves so I can control them for the next 300 years. That was written in 1712. I just paraphrased the letter, but it is clear that there is a mystique, if you will, that has decided that they're going to do everything they can to make us be against Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I just want to let you know that I'm one of them soldiers that ain't afraid. And I stand here tonight as a black man, not as a state representative, but as a black man, to let you know I'm joining a march on Washington in October. There are too many chumps that are afraid to call it like it is. And I'm tired of these chumps that run around and disguise themselves as if they're down with us when in reality they're not. The time has come for us to make it clear that we need to bring together our brothers and sisters in the community to come together to stop killing one another. We gotta call it like it is. There are some agent provocateurs that have been planted in our community to divide us and keep us separated because they don't want to see all this unity. And they definitely don't want to see Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan put 1 million people in Washington, 1 million black men in Washington, 1 million black men in Washington in October. They don't want to see that. But I'm here to tell you that we're going to do everything we can to organize from city to city and join with these brother imams from all across this country, not only to prove that we can put 1 million black men in Washington, but we're going to be standing tall and bold, and we're not going to go there for no damn picnic either. It is time for us to realize our strength. And it's time for us to realize the importance of who and what we really are. We are power. Power is in us. If we would just follow the guidance and the teachings of those who have come before us, and of course our leader, teacher and guide, the Honorable Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan. If we follow direction, you can't go wrong. If we understand that we don't need nobody to do what we can do for ourselves. If we can build houses for Massa, we can build houses for ourselves. If we can go out and work for everybody else, then we can also begin to work for ourselves. If we can build those houses, then we can build houses in our own community and stop looking at dilapidated houses and stop worrying about homelessness, because we got the skills and ability to be able to do it because we were brought here against our will, made to labor under gun for 247 years without a payday. And I'm just telling you, brothers, tonight, let's stand up and be black men. Let's stop being chumps and punks and scared to call it like it is. We got to protect our women and our children, our babies in our community, and we got to stop allowing other people to tell us that we can't. Assalamu alaikum.
Brother Dave Richardson. Speaking on the strength of the black man. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, every time you look at a black man, you're looking at God. But when you look at our communities today, it looks as though there is no God. With the decadence and the downtrodden conditions under which we live as a people, and it is directly because, black man, you and I don't know who we are. We may say that we are God, but to know we are God means we have experienced the power of God working in and through our being. So tonight, brothers, after we receive this message from the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, the power and the inspiration that you have in you from the Word of God that comes through his servant and the mouth of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, let's go out and do something with the Word. We just can't be hearers of the Word, we must be doers of the Word. We just can't believe without practice in it, and you can't have faith unless you have works. So brothers, all our faith is dead unless we go to work and make a change in our community. So brothers, after tonight, and you are here tonight because you're ready for change, is that right? But Allah never changes the condition of a people until they first change themselves, and change begins with us, black man. So let's get ready to do the work of God that he is calling us to do. Moving quickly with our program, we want to keep going right along because our leader and teacher has a powerful message for us here tonight in Philadelphia. But But at this time, we want to bring on a brother that we all know, a brother that is the Southern Regional Minister of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. A man has worked right here in Philadelphia for many years, a hard-working young minister of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Let's bring on Brother Jamil Muhammad with a round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is his risen and exalted Christ, and further, that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is a divine reminder to us all of Allah and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. In their names, my beloved brothers, I greet you with the greetings of peace and paradise. We say, Assalamu alaikum. Well, brothers, I don't want to belabor the issue and stay too long, but it gives me a great honor and privilege once again to come before you as a witness to the developments that are taking place in Black America in general and among black men in particular. We are assembled in the Philadelphia Civic Center at a very propitious moment in history. We are gathered here tonight at a time that is unusual and strange. I'm sure that many of you have visited gatherings like this in this city in the past, but you will bear witness with me tonight that there is an unusual spirit present here in the Civic Center in the hall tonight. Do you bear witness with me? All praise is due to Allah. The spirit that is present, I believe, is not a negative spirit. It's not a can't-do spirit, but it is the spirit pregnant with the possibility of the moment. We are in a time when power is changing hands. We are in a day when the old world is being merged in upon by the new world. We are in an hour that is described by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as the fall and breakup of the old world. I want you to hear what I'm saying, because we are not in the old way of doing things. So we are not yet used, even though we will be the power in the new world, we're not yet used to the power that God is putting into our hands by hearing the word of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. You know it's unusual for us. We are living in a time when everything that we do positive is attacked by protesters and debaters and naysayers and pundits and experts of every stripe, saying that you should not be together tonight in the Philadelphia Civic Center with your leader, teacher, and guide, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. But all of their protest is not worth the paper that is printed on, because this is our day to rise, black man. This is our day to come up, brother. This is our day. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan is here in the city to give a message of redemption and empowerment to a people who had not known empowerment. I think it is unusual that you would protest outside the Civic Center tonight and say that we should not come in to hear the voice of Farrakhan. You protest when we come to unite to do something positive for good for ourselves. But I don't see your protest in line outside the crack house. I don't see you protesting outside the liquor store. I don't see you protesting outside the whorehouse. But when black men come together and say that we will lay down your 40 ounce, lay down your blunt, lay down your cigarettes, lay down your hog maws, your chitlins, and your baby back ribs, and stand up as black men, then you got something to protest about. We say hell no. Today is a new day, and the balance of power is changing in America. All praise is due to Allah. We live in a day when those who have unlawfully grasped power, those who have wickedly usurped the authority of God and the righteous among the people, they will do anything to fight to remain in control. Every thief will always fight to defend what his ill-gotten gain is. No thief thief will give up the booty and spoils of his crooked activity willingly. He'll fight first not to be exposed. Then after he is exposed, he'll fight to keep what he has illegally taken from his prey. So it is with the rulers of the old world order predicted in the scripture that they would fight to keep you ignorant, fight to keep you a slave. They trick and lie and put in their media and say that Farrakhan lives wealthy, and while we are poor. I'm just one of the witnesses that my condition now is better than my condition before I heard Islam. What about you? What about you? What about you? I'm just one of the witnesses that if they make a fine automobile, I don't know who should drive it but Farrakhan, before Farrakhan. If they make fine suits, you mean to tell me that every no-good, nickel-slick, dime-dropping, stool-pigeon, dope-dealing, crumb-bum from the corner alleyway can drive a nice car and Farrakhan got to be poor? Talk back to me, man. Our leadership got to bear witness that it's broken, raggedy, and hungry, and naked, and ignorant to ideas in order for us to follow it? And then if we follow the raggedy old down at the mouth leader, you say, look at these fools, they following this poor cat. God ain't blessing him. Well, we say today that Farrakhan is being blessed by God, and so are we, and so are our wives, so are our children, and so is our families. Now, as I prepare to give way, let me just say one final thing. We, as black men, will gather on October 16th in Washington, D.C. We will be gathering for a day of atonement, a day of correction, a day of relief from our sin of lack of involvement in the affairs of our own families. We have not been the fathers that we should have been. We have not been the brothers and the husbands and the sons that we should have been. But we're going to come together on that day seriously to address ourselves to our God, to ourselves and to our people. To say that we are ready to make a new commitment. We don't come to Washington, D.C. in a confrontational mode. We don't come there to rabble-rouse and shake the bars in the jail called America. We come to Washington, D.C. to remind ourselves of our responsibility by ourselves and by our God. And in so doing, the whole world will take us seriously. And the same black man they thought was only good to slam dunk, to shoot a three-point shot, to knock each other out in the rings of pugilistic exploits for your amusement. The same black man they thought could only tap dance and break dance and sing the songs of Broadway now will stand up as a free, independent black man. And so that's why you feel strange tonight. You feel strange because the balance of power is shifting. The old world is on the way out. The new world is on the way in. Whose side are you on? Whose side are you on? Whose side are you on? I know some of you, when you see me come to the podium, you say, uh-oh, I know what time it is. Who do I make it payable to? I'm going to tell you, make it payable to Louis Farrakhan, Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's going to make your enemies angry. They just walked right up and asked the people to make it payable to Louis Farrakhan. We're asking you tonight to back and support the ministry of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. So as the brothers come forth with the charity receptacles onto the floor, we're going to participate in an exercise which for us has become familiar and for our enemies has become a drilled nightmare. They hate to see the well-dressed, clean, disciplined followers of Farrakhan, called the FOI, fan out into the auditoriums across America with the charity receptacles to collect the humble nickels, dollars, and dimes of the black masses that they had intended to be spent on Newports. They intended for you to spend your money on a 40-ounce of Old English. And some of you modern folk, you don't drink Old E no more. You up to St. Ides and think you're making progress. They had intended for you to spend your money on marijuana, on drugs, but now you're spending your money to back the black man that's making progress. Every time you give Farrakhan $1, he builds an institution, an edifice, an establishment to keep our community on the way up. Your farmland that you own is now producing crops in the great state of Georgia, in the southern region of the United States. And this fall, this autumn, you'll have food on your table coming from your farms, transported in your trucks over the highways of America, sold in your markets so that your wife can make food and feed to your black babies that came from farmland that you bought collectively as black men. Ain't that something to be proud of? Come on, Brother Bay, ain't that something to be proud of? And so, now as we reflect on this evening, and what we want to do is we want everybody to look around like, where? Y'all know every time we get together, somebody gonna try to just ease in here. It's all right. What they're gonna hear and come away from here with is a knowledge that we have agreed to stand up like black men. And that we didn't need to ask nobody for permission to be a black man. We didn't need to invite nobody who's been used to co-opting control of our movements into our movement. This movement is brought to you by, controlled by, managed by, fostered by, backed by God himself through the chain of command called the Nation of Islam. And if you're not used to it, get used to it. And like the brothers say, if you didn't know, you better ask somebody. That's what time it is. The balance of power is changing hands. Now, everybody who's with the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, let's stand up, brothers. Everybody in the auditorium, just stand up right now. We're going to ask them, why are you standing up and stretching your legs and getting ready to receive the minister? Everybody reach in your pocket and pull out something green. What? Everybody reach in your pocket and pull out something green. I don't mean your library card. Don't pull out no trizzy. No, don't pull out a trans-pass. I'm asking you to just pull out something green and just wave it over your head. Just wave some currency over your head. If you don't have anything green in your pocket, look at your brother next to you. Say, man, come on, slide me George Washington, man, come on. So that everybody in the auditorium can do that. I know everybody, some of y'all got long green. But while you're waving it over your head, look around and see how beautiful it looks when you see an ocean of black men waving just $1, which is a symbolic representation of our participation in our own struggle against the weaknesses of self and to straighten ourselves out with God and atone for our past sins as we correct the wrong and do the right thing for ourselves and for our families and for our nation. Just hold $1 over your head and wave it in the air. Media, get a picture of that. As black folks. Some say that if you're a black man and you're going to make the news, you better either be in handcuffs, in a body bag, or on the sports highlights. But tonight we're on neither. We're uniting amongst ourselves to do something for ourselves. Now, get a picture of that, media. Wave it over your head, brother. If your arm get tired, don't be no fool. Just switch arms. You know what we say. Come on. Now, brother, as the bucket moves past you, as the receptacle moves past you, I'm going to ask you to drop your $1 into the receptacle. And as you drop your $1 into the receptacle, I'm going to ask that you begin to applaud and continue applaud until the last $1 has been dropped in the receptacle. This small smattering of applause that you hear now was the initial beginning of the support of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. This is a symbolic exercise called the green wave. The green wave, brother, means that we now recognize that when everybody does a little, then nobody has to do a lot. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan began making strides going through black America, speaking at colleges, speaking at high schools. He came to Chester, Pennsylvania, and Camden, New Jersey. He came to Newark and Philadelphia, and he began building an army of black men and women who would stand for righteousness. And the applause that you're giving now, as you hear it grow, so grew his support. He stood on the issue of theological proof that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad lives, and the support grew stronger. He came to your town, to your prison cell. He came on your radio broadcast or on your video. Come on, balcony, stand up and let's unite as black men. Come on, brothers. Let's go ahead. And, brother, let's pass the receptacle down each row. The bucket, brother. Hold your $1 high and wave it, brother, so that we can see that we are supporting our own. If you've already dropped your $1 in the bucket, then keep your hands together in applause. But as we grow, as we prosper, so grows the support of the world for our cause. Because the whole world is waiting to see what the so-called Negro is going to do. They're They're waiting to see whether you and I will stand up with strong leadership. They're waiting to see whether you and I will develop character, whether we'll become good husbands and good fathers. The world is waiting for you and me. What do you think the answer is? Are you backing Farrakhan? Come on, Philadelphia, do you back Farrakhan? Tonight you came out here not to hear an anti-Semite, not to hear a bigot or a hater. You didn't come out here to participate in an exercise of bigotry and race baiting and name calling. You came out here to hear about the divine nature of yourself and get closer to your God. Is that right? You didn't come out here no hater, did you? What's the man's name you came to hear? What's the man's name you came to hear? Let their buckets move through the audience. We hear that the minister is on his way, and we want him to hear that we're ready to receive him. Come on, black man, let your applause be heard. For every black mother that died, for every black sister that died, for every black woman, let our women hear our appreciation and support. Come on, black man. Here to get the doctor. Who else? Come on, black man, keep your hands together. We used to give a long-standing ovation for foolishness, but now as we come on, black man, even you, brother. Come on, brother. Come on, brother, put your hand together. Yes, even the cool people can put their hand together and applaud. We are all brothers tonight. We're working together for the good of all. We're working together for righteousness and for the cause of our freedom. Come on, brothers, let's stand up and prepare to receive the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Can we do that, brothers? Can we unite, my brothers? Let's show some unity, my brothers. Let's show some love all throughout the auditorium. Give yourself a hand. Give your wife a hand. Give your mother a hand. Give your community a hand. Give God a hand. Give your representative, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, a hand. And let us make a change tonight from Philadelphia. Our success does not depend on numbers, black man, but our numbers depend on the success of our effort to reach our people in the spirit and way of Almighty God Allah. Come on, press. Come on, Channel 3, Channel 6, Channel 10, Channel 17, Channel 29. Pull out $1 and put it in the receptacle and back the man you came to get a story from. Come on, press. Reach in your pocket and pull it out. Everybody backs Farrakhan. Come on, Daily News. Come on, Inquirer. Come on, Philadelphia Tribune. Come on, brothers. Back your leader and teacher. And tonight, even if you don't like Farrakhan, give him a donation out of respect. Because you couldn't do what he's doing. You couldn't reach the black man. You left us on the corner drinking wine, smoking vine, eating swine. But Farrakhan reached out to us. You didn't give a damn about us, but he loved us enough with the love that God gave to him to come after us. So you give a donation out of your respect. And let us now have one last thunderous, powerful, standing ovation for yourself. Give yourself a hand. But you are a part of history tonight. You are a member of the future tonight. Give yourself a hand, black man. Give yourself a hand, black man. And so, as we prepare to give way and you stay on your feet and your hands remain together, let me on behalf of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, thank you for your charity. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming out. Give your wives and women another round of applause for allowing us to be here together as men to be better men to them. I give you now, as you remain standing, our brother, our friend, the qualified, the able, the powerful Philadelphia representative of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Let's receive Minister Rodney Muhammad with a round of applause. Bring him on, brothers.
Thank you, sir. All praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah. In the most holy name of Allah, the one, the all-wise, the true, and the living God, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. We forever thank Almighty God Allah for seeing fit to raise in our midst a divine leader, teacher, and guide in the person of his exalted servant, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And to them both, we are thankful, grateful, and eternally indebted for their servant to us today, a man who is serving us without fail, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. In their names, please allow me to extend to you the Nation of Islam salutation of peace. In the Arabic tongue, we say, Assalamu alaikum. And by now you know those words simply mean peace be unto you.
I just want to say that as I look at the seats up there, I know that our people are concerned about the SEPTA strike. But let me tell you something, SEPTA can only get you from North Philadelphia to South Philadelphia, or from West Philadelphia to Northeast Philadelphia. But anytime there's rape and murder and drugs and lying and cheating and the undermining of men that they live far away, light years from their God-given potential, we have gone on strike from our manhood. And we got a serious problem in our community today. And even if we got to walk to find the answer, I think we should be found doing that. And I just want to thank each and every one of you that made your way to the Civic Center tonight, because you are making a statement that you understand that the kind of strike we are on, SEPTA can never get us home. We need somebody to take us back to the God who will bring us back to our senses, bring us back to the posts of our manhood, so that we can take charge of our community and begin to do the kind of things that would make a heaven right here on earth. Are you ready to hear from the man? Because by all men, we ain't known no man, but by one man, I got a way that you will know all men. Are you ready to hear from the man tonight? Because that's what I came to the Civic Center for. I want to say that this is a distinct honor and privilege to present to you here in the city of Philadelphia once again, which is a prelude to the big, overwhelming event that will take place October the 16th in Washington, D.C., when the saints go marching in. But the saints are not marching into heaven. We going into hell, but we going into hell with a heavenly cause. And so I want to bring before us the man that's leading us into this, being guided by the vision of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, his servant, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Are you ready to hear from Farrakhan? I don't know. That didn't sound like. Are you ready to hear from the Honorable Louis Farrakhan? I want to present to you the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you. Thank you. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the one God, to whom praise is forever due, we thank Him for Moses and the Torah. We thank Him for Jesus and the Gospel. We thank Him for Muhammad and the Quran. Peace be upon these worthy servants of Allah. Thank you. Thank you. But I am so grateful to Allah for His intervention in our affairs, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who came and raised one from among us to be His messenger and guide for us. And that's the man that taught me what I know. That's the man that gave me the example of manhood that I strive every day to live up to. And that's the man that gave me the vision that has allowed me to rebuild his work. And that man is our beloved leader, teacher, and guide, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I greet all of you, my dear and wonderful brothers, with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. To Brother Minister Rodney Muhammad, and to the believers of Mosque number 12, particularly the FOI, I am eternally grateful for their efforts to bring our brothers here tonight to the Civic Center. I thank all of the ministers who traveled from the East Coast and from the South, and I thank these wonderful brothers who are seated with us on the rostrum. We are honored by your presence. There's a few sisters, I understand, that just demanded to come in. And I want to say to the women who are present, the only reason we are present is because of you. And I want you to know, black and white, that we would never hold a meeting with men to put women down.
Right. Go ahead, Minister. Go ahead.
Nor would we hold a meeting with men to carry out some male chauvinistic agenda.
Yes, sir. That's right. Make it possible.
And so there is no real need to feel threatened by a men's meeting. Some of those who wanted to make it difficult for us wanted to make this meeting something other than our intentions.
Yes, sir.
If this were a Boy Scout meeting,
Come on, sir.
no Girl Scouts would even try to come. If the Catholic If this were a Boy Scout meeting,
Come on, sir.
no Girl Scouts would even try to come. If the Catholic priests, who are all male,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
there are no female priests in the Catholic Church, and if they met here at the Civic Center, there would be no nuns
That's right, sir.
trying to get in, and the city would not have to explain
Go ahead.
it away. And if Jewish rabbis
Come on.
met in the Civic Center,
Come on, leader. Break this up.
and there are no female rabbis,
Come on, sir. Break this up.
Jewish women would not be knocking down the doors
Come on, talk about it.
to embarrass the rabbis
That's right.
to try to get in.
Yes, sir.
But when black men
Come on. Tell it.
want to come together
Yes, sir.
to discuss problems that relate to us as men, all of a sudden there's a hue and a cry
Come on.
of racism, sexism, anti-Semitism. Which should show every brother that's here the fear that this world has of our coming together as men. Let's drive them crazy with fear and come together and do something to help ourselves. So to our sister who is present, we want you to know, sister, we love you very much. And you are at home among all these brothers. And to, yes, the white girl who came with her, she's welcome too. But this is a message. This is a message for the black man. And so I just had to say that to put some context. This is a Monday night. And for 65 years, on Monday nights, the men who belong to Islam in North America have met to receive instruction. So I came to Philadelphia on a Monday night to talk to men. This night, Monday night, in the Nation of Islam, is the night when the fruit of Islam meet. Now, years ago, if you called a man a fruit, he might hurt you, because the connotation was that a fruit, as a man, was an effeminate. But the fruit is the final product of the working of a tree. And in the fruit is the seed of future trees. Now, we didn't say the fruit of an apple tree, the fruit of a lemon tree. We said the fruit of Islam. Now, what is Islam and what is the fruit of Islam? Islam is the nature of God and the nature in which He created man. I'm going to say that again. Islam is the nature of God and the nature in which He created man. What does Islam mean? It is an Arabic word which means entire submission to the will of God. So the fruit of Islam is the product of entire submission to the will of God. And when a man submits his will entirely to do the will of God, he enters into a process that allows him to continue to grow until he becomes a perfect reflection of the divine supreme being. I want you to hear me well. That's the only kind of a man that a woman can truly love, honor, respect, and even obey. A man who surrenders reflection of God, then if man becomes a reflection of God, then as there is nothing impossible for God to do, then there is nothing impossible for men in submission to the will of God to do. So, brothers, tonight, we as men want to talk about how to enter that process and why we should get involved in that process. 40 years ago, I heard the word of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I decided I would become a Muslim. Muslim means one who believes in obedience to God. When one is a Muslim, he has or she has been made secure, safe, sure by his or her submission to the will of God, and therefore being made secure, that person enters into peace. There is no peace without security. And any person who is secure has peace. Now, when I entered that process, I was a young man, just barely in my 20s. I had just entered the 20s. I was a musician and entertainer. And like you, I grew up in this world without a father, but a wonderful, wonderful black woman as my mother. And this is why we as men should never, ever be disrespectful of women. Even though this is a men's meeting, we cannot be disrespectful of women. Now listen carefully, brothers. The woman is so important in our lives. She makes you. She fashions you. She molds you. So whatever is in her is what she produces. This is why one prophet said, a wise child maketh a glad father, but a foolish child is the heaviness of its mother. This is not a put down of women, but it is to say just how important women are in any society. And therefore no man, black or white, Jew or Gentile, Muslim or Christian, should use cheap language in referring to women. From this day forward, brothers, you should never refer to a woman as a bitch. From this day forward. Because if she's a bitch and you are her son, then who are we? And a bitch is a female dog. Then who would lie down with a bitch but another dog? So you're damning
your father, your mother, and yourself by the use of such silly language to describe one of the greatest creatures in God's creation. So, brothers, I didn't know my father, but I had a strong mother. She did the best she could by me. She was from the Caribbean. She had a root in blackness, and she made me to be proud of who she was, so that I, as a light-skinned black person, would never look down on a dark-skinned black person, because my mother was a dark-skinned black woman. She made sure that I would fight for black people. She made sure of that. So when I heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X, I immediately knew that this was what I had been looking for all my life. And so I became a follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and a student under Malcolm X. Now, I want to say this because I think it's good for us to understand process. I never thought of myself as a strong brother. I never saw myself as courageous. I just knew that I loved black people, and I wanted to see us free. And so when Mr. Muhammad asked if I would give up my music to become a student of Islam, I lay down in my bed that night, and Allah gave me a vision. And I saw two doors. Over one door, it said success. And I could look in it, and I saw a mound of gold and diamonds. Brother Farrakhan is a very, very talented young man. No. I'm not trying to say anything great about myself. God has given me that as a gift. So to him is due the praise and the glory. I never knew that I could speak, because I used to stammer and stutter as a young boy. And when I would speak through my instrument, because there were things that I couldn't verbalize that the soul could express through the instrument. When Mr. Muhammad took my instrument away and stopped me from singing, I had to discover new way of communicating what God had put in the soul. Never did I dream it would be the Word of God. Never did I dream that I had the ability to articulate and make clear difficult ideas and concepts, and I could make them so simple that the most unlearned brother or sister could grasp them. That power of articulation, called eloquence, is what has me in trouble today. Not because I'm a liar, but because truth that would make our people free is in the heart of the brother. And the tongue of the brother is able to articulate that truth in a way that it doesn't
just reach the ears of the listener. It reaches the very essence of the being of the listener and brings about a transformation in their lives. As a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm was my first teacher. And I'm not ashamed to tell the whole world that he was the finest example of a man that I had ever met in my life after the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm not ashamed to say that I not only loved him, I adored him. I'm not ashamed to say that whenever I was seated behind him, I would always be scanning the apartments or wherever, looking for whomsoever would try to hurt him so I could jump in front of the bullet if it came his way. This is the honest to God truth. Greater love hath no man that he would lay down his life for his brother. Malcolm taught me respect for authority, respect for the leader of the nation, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was the man I really, really loved. But Malcolm was the best articulator from my vantage point of Elijah Muhammad's teaching. When you have that kind of an example, you start growing. I didn't have punctified men in front of me. I had real men in front of me that I could draw strength from. And I drew strength from Malcolm. And I drew strength from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And the more I submitted my will to do the will of God, I found myself growing into a new creature. Whether the world likes Farrakhan or not, you have to admit I have touched the world. And I didn't touch the world as a singer of song or dance. I touched the world with a word. And you're afraid of Farrakhan because you don't know really what I'm going to do. And when you hear thousands of black men cheering a black man, which is something you ain't used to seeing, I could feel fear in the whites who had the cameras as they listened to you shout and cheer for a black man. Because deep in the recesses of their hearts, they knew that a day like this was coming. They knew that one day there would be a voice that black people would listen to. Go ahead. You killed all the rest, but this one you cannot have. I'm not boasting, because Allah hates any self-conceited boaster.
That's right.
The sound of a boaster to God is like the braying of an ass.
Yes, sir.
That is not what this is about. I'm not afraid of anything that you have of power.
Come on.
I know you are capable of killing me if God permitted it. You have killed so many that you think this is an easy thing to kill one more. Oh, brother, you got to the wrong place this time. No. Brothers, I have entered a process that has made me secure. So I can say like David, yea, though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for God is with me, and he will be with you if you enter that process and submit yourself and become a fruit, a product of obedience to God. I have a long way yet to go in that process, but I don't intend to fall out of it. And what I came here tonight to say to you, my brothers, is that you are more than who you think you are. And once you understand who you are and what power you have, then you will not sit around any longer wasting time blaming somebody else, because they will become of no consequence when you understand. Today they look powerful, but when you understand, they become like dust. And as the scriptures say, arise and shake the dust. Dust has never been a problem. You blow it away, sweep it away. It has no weight. But to a dead man, dust will collect on you. To a man that does not know his purpose in life, the world's power looks powerful to you. But when you know yourself and know your power, then you will never again think of these men and their power as an obstacle in the way of your advancement. Now, who are you? Let's open up the books. I didn't bring my Quran, but I just quoted. And those of you who have a Quran, you go study it. And those of you who have a Bible, you go study it. You gonna be with me a few more minutes? The Quran says that Allah created man. Thank you. And when he created the man, he breathed into the man of his inspiration. Now, wait just a minute. Let's stop there a minute. See, when you breathe into somebody from your inspiration, this is God putting himself in a man. I'm going to say it again. Listen good now. See this flesh? This flesh is no different from your flesh. Flesh is flesh, and all flesh is as grass. It comes up, it's cut down, it is no more. This is a vessel. The vessel is only valuable by what is in it. You don't say the vault is valuable if there's no valuables in the vault. They ain't gonna try to break into something that has nothing in it. It's not valuable because it got these time locks on it. It got all those locks on it because there's something in it of value. Your life is of tremendous value, brothers. And the value of your life increases by what comes into this vessel. Say now, Allah breathed into the man his own inspiration, meaning he put his own spirit in the man. And if God put his spirit in the man became God. I'm going to say it again. You don't have to accept it. God breathed into the man. Not just breath. The Bible says the breath of life. We'll get to that in a minute. But the Quran gives a clear definition of what the breath is. It's God's own inspiration. So if you take God's inspiration in and act on it, then you're acting on the guidance of God. So it ain't you walking. It's God walking in you. It's not you talking. It's God talking through you. It's not you acting. It's God acting, but he's using your hands and your feet. If you bow down to his inspiration, then that's him walking in you. All right. Now, listen. Once God made the man, he told the angels, listen to the words of the Quran. He said, make obeisance to this man. Obeisance means bow down. But wait a minute. We're not supposed to bow down to any graven image. We are not supposed to bow down to nothing or no one but God. But God made a man and then told the angels, bow down. Bow down to what I made. Why should I bow down? Because I made my man bigger and better and wiser than the angels. Then God says to the angels, to Adam, inform them of their names. The angels couldn't even answer because they didn't know who they were. Then when Adam began to teach the angels, he said, did not I tell you that he knew what you didn't know? And the angels bowed, except except Iblis. Allah then questions this that wouldn't bow down. He said, what hindered you that you did not bow down or submit when I ordered you? That wouldn't bow down. He said, what hindered you that you did not bow down or submit when I ordered you? Something was hindering his bowing. He said, I can't bow. Why can't you bow? I can't bow to what you have made of dust while I am made of fire. See, he thought he was better, so he couldn't bow. Oh, well now, if Adam was a man, and he's made from the earth, he had a color. That's right. Now, he didn't say he made him from sand. I know some of you gonna charge me with racism. But I really don't give a damn. I don't care. Listen. According to the Quran, Allah says in the Quran, He created the man out of black mud. The question, who is the original man? And the answer is, the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet, the God of the universe. Say different. Come on. Original man means that which is first. Yes, sir. That which is the prototype. That's right. From which all other types come. He's not mankind. He's not a species of man. He is the man from which all other species have their beginning. This is the truth. Come on. Preach it. Now, to the whites that are in the audience, listen. See, we're not here to put nobody down. That's right. That's right. That's not what this is all about. That's right. Listen. This is not about disrespecting other human beings. That's not what this is about. But all your life as a white man, you have been taught that the black man is nothing and never was nothing. That's right. Lie. That's right. If you as a white man are something, how could you be something and we be nothing when we produce you? Now, genetically, it's impossible for two white people to produce yellow. much less brown or black. So since you had to have a point of origin, you had to come after the original man. So if God made the first man from black mud and fashioned him into shape, fashioned, look at the word fashion. Paul in the New Testament says you can't blame the clay. You have to blame the potter. Now here's God saying he created a man from black mud, then he fashioned him. Fashion means you had a design for your man. And then you shaped him according to what you had in your head for the man. And you made him superior to the angels.
Go ahead, brother. You preach it. Come on. Preach, man. Go ahead. Preach. Teach your brothers.
And then you said to the angels, bow down to this man that I have made.
Come on, I made.
You are the direct descendants of the originator. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to say it again. You are the direct descendant of the originator. You are from the originator and the original man. Are you listening?
Yes.
You are called the aboriginal black people. Ab meaning from the beginning. You have been here from the beginning. The sun, moon, and star does not show your origin. You are from God and from the beginning and from the original man. The only thing that you need is in every generation the same God who breathed into your first father and made him wiser than the angels. That same God has to breathe into you and me. Now, if anybody hinders the breath from coming into you, if anyone hinders God's inspiration from getting to you, then you can never, ever become what God intended for you to be. Now, can we prove that someone has hindered you from the breath of God? Look at you. You're a gangbanger, dope user, dope seller, disrespecter of your woman, drive-by shooter. Can't even see that you are really one family. You divided by colors, divided by gang signs, divided by learning or the lack of it, divided by profession. You can't see that you are one people, and all you need is for God to breathe on you again. And if you will inhale the breath
of divine inspiration and put your life in his hands and let him fashion you into shape. He'll make the angels bow down one more time, brother, to a man that he made from black mud or from dust. All right, let's look at this now. In the Genesis of the Bible,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen,
God makes everything, and then he decides, I want to make a man.
come on, man.
Now look, sisters, since you're here, I want to talk to you too.
Talk to you, sir.
We think that only men are made in the image and likeness of God. Wrong.
That's right.
Come on, minister, come on.
The woman is a God too. If you don't believe it, check out how you yield to her power. That's power, brother. Man. God knew what he was doing, brother. I'll go into that at another time. But we wouldn't be nothing without God and without a woman. Now look, brothers, let's go back to the Bible. It said, let us make man. Now, wait a minute, God. How you use the word make? What you mean, make? See, to make and to fashion is the same thing. Because to fashion something is already there, you just putting your idea on it. To make something, you didn't create the essence is already there. What you did is you used your wisdom to make it into what you wanted. Okay? Now, if you really want to know what's in the mind of somebody, check out what they make. See, scholars can read you by what you produce.
Yes, sir.
Well, how do you know God is God? Look at what he created. You look above your head, you see the sun, moon, and star, the birds, the bees, the fish, the trees. You say, whoa, what a mighty creator this is. He forces you, even if you don't know who he is, he forces you to say, whoa, this is magnificent. Right? Now he's gonna make a man. And if he's gonna make him, he wants to put something in him that makes him greater than the sun. What? Now, what you mean greater than the sun? According to the scriptures of the Bible, man, and this don't mean just man, male, mean female too, is the glory, not a glory, the glory of God. Now the sun is bad, but it's not the glory. The moon is great, the stars are magnificent, the mountains are magnificent, but they're not the glory. The greatest of God's creation is the human being, male and female. You are the best of what God produced. So you are called the glory. So what he put in you, if you let it come forward, it makes the sunlight diminish in its brightness.
Teach, man. Teach.
And you know there's no light out there the equal of the sun.
That's right.
But what he put in you to reflect him will make the sun look like darkness. If you only understood who you really are. Now wait. I want you to listen. I'm not going to get too far away from these few points and then we'll wrap it up. Now he says, make man how? In our image and after our likeness. This is the Bible. So if he's made you like himself, the express image of God, then when I see you, who am I looking at? Now that I ain't got to wait till I see the Lord. The express image of God. Then when I see you, who am I looking at? Now that I ain't got to wait till I see the Lord of the worlds, if I treat you right, then I'm treating you the way I would respect God.
That's right.
And it's very easy for me. Whenever I see you, brother,
Yes, sir.
I'm always happy to see you.
That's right.
As I would be happy to see God. And when I look at you, I know who I'm looking at. I'm really looking at God. Now, Reverend, if you're in the house,
Teach, minister.
and I hope you're here, Reverend. If you're here, I want you to bear witness. Excuse me. To what I'm about to say about these men here being God. See, every Christian believes that Jesus is the perfect reflection of God.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's right. Yes, sir.
But Jesus said, when the disciples asked him, Master, when were you hungry and I fed you not? When were you naked and I clothed you not? When were you out of doors and I gave you not shelter? When were you sick and imprisoned
Come on. Talk, minister.
and I ministered not unto you?
Come on.
Listen to Jesus' words. Inasmuch as you have not done this to the least of these, my brethren, you have not done it also unto me. Now, if Jesus is the most,
You teaching, man.
yes, sir,
Come on.
and then he takes the least and calls him my brother,
My brother.
then if you the brother of Jesus, then whatever is in Jesus is in the brother of Jesus, because they all come from the same source. And that's why Jesus said, when you pray, pray like this: Our Father, not mine alone, not yours, but ours. You got it, brother? Give me a few more minutes. Give me a few more minutes. Now look, he says, I make him in my image and likeness. Then he said, I'm going to give him power and dominion, rule over the fowl of the air, the fish of the sea, and every creeping thing that crawls upon the earth. So brothers, in you is the innate desire to rule in your own domain. Each of you is to be a ruler.
All right.
Then he says, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it.
Come on. Yes. On that. Yes.
Multiply don't just mean have sex
Come on. That's right. That's right.
and have babies.
That's right.
When you multiply, you take a multiplier and a multiplicand
Come on.
and you produce a product.
Yes.
He's telling you to be a producer, man.
Come on.
A man ain't a man if he's not producing.
Come on. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, Lord. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Take your
Our women
time.
are hurting.
Yes. Hey, brother minister.
They're hurting really because we're hurting, and we're hurting and don't even know why we're hurting, because we're not producing. So if God tells us produce and then conquer the earth, subdue it.
Do it.
Oh man, that's a very heavy point. I'm just going to hit it lightly, but you can take it from here and study on it. Multiply, replenish the earth. Dear Native Americans, don't be living on Mother Earth and call her Mother Earth and don't become a producer.
Come on.
Anytime you got a woman, you sleeping with her
Come on.
and you ain't got no children.
Come on. Something wrong.
You say, well, maybe I better go to the doctor and check myself.
Come on.
Maybe my sperm ain't had nothing happening. And after I check myself, then I have her check herself, because we're supposed to produce. So you can't be on top of the earth, Native American, with a little teepee and a wigwam.
Come on.
Listen to me, listen.
Stop, man. Stop.
I'm not making mockery. You are supposed to tend the earth.
Come on.
Yes, you are supposed to cultivate the earth. You're supposed to dig into the earth for her treasures and bring it out without despoiling the earth.
Come on. That's right.
You're supposed to dig in the depth of the sea
Yes.
and bring out her treasures without despoiling her.
Yes, sir.
You are supposed to produce from your woman without despoiling her. Go ahead.
God Almighty. Teach, minister. Teach. Teach us. You preaching, man.
Every man is by nature a producer. And it is only what he produces in accordance with the will of God that allows him to live long after
That's right.
he's physically gone from the earth. When you deprive a man of a creative mind
Go ahead.
to produce, he's already dead.
Already did.
And what has happened to the black man is that when they brought our fathers into slavery,
Come on.
they hindered
Yes.
any breath of life
Right.
from coming to the black man in particular.
Come on.
No reading of no Bible.
That's right.
Lock the book.
Come on,
The Quran was strictly forbidden in this world.
That's right.
So you were to grow up completely ignorant, made to think of yourself as nothing because you're black, because God cursed you. You're black doomed to be a hewer of wood and a drawer of water for white people, because you are the son of Ham, who was cursed by Noah. Now, to any members of the Jewish community who are present here tonight, you see, I'm called anti-Semitic not because I hate Jewish people. That is silly.
That's right. Very silly. Very silly.
And for me to hate somebody because of their faith tradition would make me unfit to be a member of the human family.
That's right.
I'm not that.
That's right.
But it was rabbinical scholars
Come on. Spoons, Minister.
who devised the Hamitic myth that black people were the children of Ham. We didn't do that. And I didn't get this from some book that I wrote. This is what your own rabbinical scholars wrote of what some rabbis did. Now look, you good Jews. How in the hell can you say the only thing that allows evil to flourish is that good men say nothing? How in the hell can we say you are a good Jew and you allow these no good ones to do evil, and you don't even open your damn mouth, and when we speak you call us anti-Semitic? When we were made slaves, I didn't write this, they wrote it. 75% of Jews in the South own slaves. I didn't say this, they wrote it. What is a slave? A person whose mind is ruled over by another, whose sphere of freedom is limited according to the wishes of his master. We can tell what kind of mind you got by the product that you made. God made a man, you made a nigger. This is your creation. Can't take credit for the madness that's in the black community. That's a direct credit to white folk. You made a nigger. You fashioned niggers. You educated niggers to be niggers. You made whores and lesbians and faggots. You did that. Niggers are made in America. You made us ignorant. Deprived us of the human right to know, and reduced us to the level of the beasts of the field. And then you make mockery of your own product, which is out of the sickness of your mind. And hell, if I'm bold enough to speak the truth, You want to call me anti-white?
Preach it, minister. Preach it. Preach it, minister. Come on.
You, black brother, are the laughing stock of the world. They have put us all over the world. That's silly people. Putting your woman on television with a string in her backside. Even the animals have a tail to hide their shame. Your little string ain't as wide as a horse's tail to hide the horse's ass. You got your behind in the public, are supposed to be a civilized person. Who made these freak styles? Who is it today that's glorifying homosexual behavior?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Preach it. Come on.
Who made us adulterers and fornicators? Who brings the drugs in and sells the guns to our young people, having them to kill each other over drugs? And every time somebody rises up to bring a word of inspiration to you, they make sure they get rid of that person who will breathe the breath of divine life into you, that you may recognize the God in yourself and the God in your brother and sister. It says, male and female created he them and called their name Adam. The female is of God and has the power and the wisdom of God.
That's right. That's right.
While I'm on the subject of homosexuality, wait. I thought I would say something here tonight.
Yes, sir. Teacher.
Any brother in this audience who is homosexual, I want you to know that Brother Farrakhan is not throwing off at you or sister.
That's right.
I love you
That's right.
as a brother.
Yes, sir.
And ain't nobody in here so pure
That's right. Nobody.
that we can throw stones at somebody else because of their aspect of sin. But look, in every male, there's female.
That's right. Teach us.
And in every female, there's male.
Teach us.
Come
Teach the
on.
brothers. Yes, sir.
God himself has the nature of male and female in himself.
Yes. Teach, minister.
He's not only the creator, but he's the designer, the fashioner.
Yes. Go ahead, minister.
God is not only the creator, but he's the beautifier of his creation. That's the feminine side of God. The very attributes that you always say. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. These compassionate qualities is the feminine side of God. He's the provider. He's the sustainer. He's the destroyer. All of it in God. And when he makes a man and a woman, we each have these qualities.
Yes, sir. Oh, you own it, minister.
Sometimes we can overemphasize certain qualities
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
by the way we think when the baby is being formed in the womb. You might say, I want a girl so bad. Or you might say, I want a boy so bad.
Come on, think of it.
You don't know what it is,
Yes, sir.
but this is your desire.
Yes, sir.
And your desire is so strong that it feeds your will. And you impose your thoughts on the developing fetus. So even though it's a boy,
Think of this.
it leans toward the feminine attributes. Or even though it's a girl, it may lean toward masculine attributes. It don't mean it's a woman inside trying to get out. And no man should be ashamed of feminine characteristics.
Come on, man.
I know some men that are real soft and tender at heart, but they always got to show this macho image because they're frightened
Come on.
of their own feminine side.
Go ahead, brother. Teach, brother.
We ain't supposed to cry.
That's right. That's what we
If you cry, you're a fag.
Come on, man. That's what we say. Come on.
David the prophet cried till he wet up his pillow.
Go ahead. Free the black man, brother minister.
He wasn't queer because he cried. Jesus wept. He wasn't queer because he cried. Men cry. You got tear ducts. God didn't mean for you to cry. You wouldn't have no tear ducts, brother. You just be cold and impersonal. There's some men who have the artistic flair. It don't mean they're not men, but they love the arts. Now, if they're not careful, no, wait.
Come on, give us some balance. Preach on that balance.
See, all of us have sex as a drive.
That's right.
But if you have that nature that leans toward beauty and aesthetics and the arts and whatnot, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But then you get in an environment where you are preyed upon by somebody who's already been turned out.
Come on. You got it. Wake us up. You got it. Come on. You own it, minister. You own it. Yes, sir.
So the little boy been hit on while he was in the dance class.
Come on.
He playing his violin, somebody scoping him.
That's what's going on.
Or you on a football field. Hell, don't think that just a feminist is in music.
Come on.
Sports, man. You go in the locker room and go to showering and somebody's scoping you. And if you got those leanings, then you could go that way. And hell, in a world as crazy as this, men got leanings. And some fell over. And look at our women.
Come on. Teach, master.
A woman, as a little girl, her first hero, her first love
Come on.
is her daddy.
That's right. Yes. That's love. That's right.
And when the little girl see daddy, that's like looking at God.
Yeah. Right. That's right.
He's the authority figure. Daddy works. Daddy brings presents. Daddy brings food. Dad is the disciplinarian in the house. I love my daddy.
Yes, sir. Yes.
She get right up in your arm, brother.
That's right, my minister.
And when your problem, you find her at 1.5 years, she's rubbing your head or rubbing your chest because nature put it in her to be the consoler for the man. And when she gets to be 12 and 13 and she begins to blossom and flower, she's adoring her father. Man, don't you think that now you're supposed to take her off?
Come on, teach, minister, teach the brother. Do that to your daughter. Teach us.
Most young girls today have been taken off
That's right.
by their fathers,
Come on.
uncles,
Yes.
brothers, cousins,
That's right.
preachers, teachers.
Come on.
And when a young girl admires her father, admires her teacher, admires her preacher, and then we take them off,
Come on.
then they go home with the thought,
Come on. Yes, sir.
if daddy would do this to me,
Come on.
ain't no man worth nothing.
That's right.
So they begin to see us as dogs. And in reality, we are gods turned backwards into dogs.
Come on.
And that's why you can call women a bitch, because you've become a dog yourself. Look now, brothers, it's cold, but it's true. It's true, man. And when you turn the young girl out and she loses confidence in men
Come on.
because she's given her love and she's been hurt.
That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad said there's no such thing as a no good woman.
That's right. No such thing.
Every woman that you see that is no good
Come on.
has been made no good by a no good man.
Yes, sir.
Now, when she's turned out, she got to lean it.
Teach, man, teach. Teach, man, teach.
And she gets pushed over into the lap of a woman who was also turned out. And so now you got lesbianism and homosexuality running rampant in this society that has become like Sodom and Gomorrah. Our women don't have enough men to go around. And it is really hurtful that some of us handsome, productive, beautiful men have gone the other way, making it even more difficult for our women to find decent, respectful, productive men. Now, I would like to tie all this up.
Teach, man, teach.
When white folk decided that no black man should ever become a man made in the image of God, then they set out to destroy every image that would bring you a likeness of who you should be.
That's right.
Now look at the great turnout for Michael Jordan when he came back.
Come on. Think of it.
I mean, Brother Farrakhan was at the TV, because I like Mike. And I don't necessarily want to be like Mike, but I mean, Mike is just God at that thing that he does. He mastered it. And even just coming back, he still shows you that he's master of this. Well now, that kind of man is a non-threatening black man. Until he says, I think I'm gonna use my fame and my money to advance the cause of God.
Listen up.
Then he's in trouble.
He's in trouble.
Now Mike Tyson ain't no threat. Big, strong, buck. Knock him down, Mike. But when Mike came out of jail with a kufi on, they said something happened to Mike. Michael Jackson, a god in his profession. But when Mike becomes political, politically conscious, he became dangerous. I talked with him on the telephone, and he told me that he heard something I said about him in my speech in New York, and he wanted me to know how on it my words were, because he and Elizabeth Taylor had met with Nelson Mandela. And he was about to invest millions of dollars in the development of South Africa in particular and Africa in general. And right after that, this thing came out about Mike and little boys. Now, you can sing, because we've been used to Negroes singing. You can play football, you can dance. You can put that ball in the hoop, but don't ever become conscious and say you want to be made secure and get in the process of coming into your godhood. Then they'll destroy you. And now, brothers, they are so frightened because everywhere Farrakhan goes, thousands come out to hear. They say, well, what is this man gonna do? You know, he hasn't asked them to get guns yet. He seems mild-mannered, but when is he going to take off his Clark Kent suit? We better watch for any telephone booths that he might go in. They're frightened, brothers. And they really want to take me out. I mean, this is serious. This is serious, brothers. The Kubila Shabazz incident was government entrapment.
Yes, sir.
I mean, so low down that they would give this white fella $45,000 to entrap Kubila. Now, the government don't spend money like that, except that this is a part of a bigger, wider plot. They were not going to let that Jewish boy kill me. Because they know if it ever came out that a Jew killed me. No, listen, man. Race war would break out here. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Shit. You haven't seen nothing. Have you ever seen a volcano that was asleep all of a sudden erupt? Have you ever seen nature cut loose? You're seeing a lot of that. This is the glory of God. And he's a sleeping giant.
Yes, sir.
Don't hurt what he loves. He's at the point now where he may erupt. I ain't no telling what he'll do. But even if he don't erupt, which I know he will, there's another power that will hurt you.
Sure enough.
There's a wider conspiracy. They were hoping that I would say something ugly about Kubila and her mother, which would then put us 30 years after the horror of the Malcolm situation right back in it again. Showing you today what they did yesterday. They can't change.
Come on.
They manipulated the murder of Kubila's father.
Come on. Go ahead.
They don't give a damn about Kubila or Betty Shabazz. They wanted to use that,
Come on.
hoping that I would fall in the trap
Yes, sir.
so that the nationalists,
Come on.
whose love for Malcolm and Betty and hurt over the loss of Malcolm might be triggered to produce a bloodbath in which they would like to have been able to say a black person
Come on.
killed Farrakhan over revenge over the assassination of Malcolm X. Wait a minute, brothers. I want to say this to you before you leave me tonight. If you were around 30 years ago when Malcolm was assassinated, Louis Farrakhan was just an energetic, spirited little minister in Boston, Massachusetts.
That's right.
I was not anywhere in the loop of what you call the powerful figures in the Nation of Islam.
Right? Come on. Bear witness. Come on, leader.
My love for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad then is stronger now.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I believe that Malcolm erred
Yeah.
in trying to expose the personal life of Elijah Muhammad
Teach us.
to hurt him
Teach them.
with his enemies.
Yes. Teach them. Yes, sir.
When Malcolm was picked up by that man from a low life
Come on.
and given a platform to become a world figure,
Think about that.
I was hurt
All of it.
because I loved Malcolm. And therefore I came to the aid of my teacher against Malcolm. I don't regret that.
Right.
Because I would do it today.
Yes, sir.
Get right.
Right down with you, man.
As long as I believe that I'm right, I'll stand up for what I believe. I don't give a damn if I die. I'll die on right. But listen,
Teach.
that situation was manipulated by agent provocateurs within the movement and outside. They did everything they could to divide Malcolm from his teacher. and the envy and the jealousy of those inside the movement for Malcolm's popularity. They fed it, stirred it up, and directed it. We can't say we're not guilty.
No, wait a minute. Teach us.
Our feelings of love and dedication were manipulated by wicked forces that we didn't understand.
That's right.
Malcolm is dead. We cannot bring him back. But the Quran says no soul dies but by God's permission.
That's right.
Well, if God permitted it, then what are we to learn from it?
Come on, teach. Who we get free? Teach. Go ahead. Teach, minister.
I loved him. For months, I carried the picture of Malcolm around in my briefcase from Life magazine with these shotgun pellets in his chest. Because I knew that chest. I saw that chest in the sunlight trying to get some sun on that chest. When you know a man and were taught by a man, and you see a man make a mistake, at least from your vantage point.
Yes, sir.
And then you see him killed. They had a trial.
Come on, yes, sir.
And the one man that was caught on the scene
Yes.
exonerated the other two and said they were not in this.
Right.
And they were not.
That's right. Then prove it.
And time and circumstances have proved that they were two innocent men.
That's right.
But the government again used those two because they were lieutenants in the FOI inside the nation, so that they could propagandize saying that the nation killed Malcolm. Spike Lee is wrong. Anybody that says the nation killed Malcolm is wrong.
That's right.
If you say individuals within the nation killed him, you may be right. But to blame a whole nation of people for what a few did, how in the hell would you like to be put in that position?
Go ahead.
Every one of us killed by a Catholic. The Pope did it.
Teach. Come on. Teach. Yeah. Teach. That's right.
Every one of us that got liquor from Jews, the Jews made us all drunk.
Come on. Yeah. Talk, minister.
The nation killed him. Why do you use that kind of language? I'll tell you why.
Listen.
See, many of you think Malcolm outgrew the message of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Malcolm grew all right. He was much further ahead than most of the ministers. He was more politically astute than anybody in the nation.
That's right.
But when you're leading a group of people, you have to move according to the development of the mass. There are many things that you could know beyond what the mass knows, but if you tell the mass before the mass is ready for that knowledge, you kill the mass. You kill the development.
Go ahead, teach.
Go ahead. In all the accounts, if you could go in the library 30 years ago, you'll never see my name at all. Never. No mention of Louis X. Yes, I wrote articles condemning Malcolm. That was my duty.
Right. Yes,
to defend my teacher.
Right.
Didn't nobody tell me to do it.
Nobody.
It came out of my heart. It wasn't a matter of palace intrigue, trying to rise in the nation by killing my brother.
Come on. Talk. That's teaching.
That's their crap. That's your crap. That ain't me. I didn't rise to where I am by putting down somebody else. God would not make me the voice of black people in the world if I was that low down in the heart, man. You don't know me. Farrakhan's lavish lifestyle. How the hell do you want me to live? If I had holes in my shoes and came out here looking like a bum, what would you say? Oh man, how that nigga gonna tell me something? That nigga need a haircut. He ought to put on some decent shoes. Look at that nigga with a hole in his shoe. How my Farrakhan getting his money from the poor? You angry because I ain't getting it from you? I'm not one of them black people that depend on white folks. And if I had depended on white folks to feed me, I'd be starving.
Yes, sir.
But you don't have my purse string.
No, you don't.
And that's why you're angry.
That's right.
We could build a $5 million restaurant and didn't ask you for a dime. We have $500,000 of the finest tractors and trailers, all paid for cash. We didn't ask white folk for nothing. Bought thousands of acres of farmland, new tractors and trailers on them. I'm not no thief.
No, sir. No, sir. Never been.
I'm not a pimp.
Come on. That's right.
I'm not a whoremaster.
That's right.
I work for every damn thing I get.
That's right.
And anytime a black man put his life on the line for 40 goddamn years, well, sister, if this offends your ears, this is man talk. You shouldn't have been in here. I'm not no damn Bill Clinton.
Come on, brother.
These are rich demons. When I leave this earth, everything I got belongs to black people.
That's right.
And when I hear you talk about what the Pope got, what the Archbishop got, what the Cardinal got, what the President got, what the Mayor got, what the Governor got, then when I hear you talk about what they got, then damn it, I'll listen to what you got to say about me. You got my people playing the lottery.
Come on. Talk about it.
Every day you bring yourself to a damn lottery machine
Come on.
based on a number that you could think of. And the odds that you're going to hit is several million to one. And then if you do hit, they put the microphone in your face and say, Johnny Jones, you just got $20 million, Johnny. What are you going to do with it? Hell, I ain't working no more. I'm gonna buy me a home and a car. I'm going on a long vacation.
Teach, minister.
The poor boy's lifestyle changed so drastically till within a year he lost his wife.
Go ahead, brother. That's right.
He bugging out.
That's right. Yeah.
Within 3 years, he don't know what to do with himself. He's into cocaine.
Go ahead.
Within 5 years, he's dead.
That's right.
He can't even will what he earned to his mother, to his aunt, to his child. Because the lottery people are betting that if you win, you won't even live long enough to collect the damn money. And they're going to talk about me robbing the poor.
Come on. Teach. Yes, sir. The government doing it. Yes, sir. Robert.
Talking about Farrakhan and his businesses are riddled with debt. You got a hell of a nerve.
Come on.
Is there anybody in here that don't have debt?
Come on.
It ain't that you have debt, it's your ability to manage debt.
Come on.
And there ain't no debt that we have that we can't manage.
That's right. That's right. We can't handle it.
Our businesses are so successful
Come on.
that we're not firing, we are hiring. IBM laying off. Kodak laying off.
Sit up.
General Motors laying off.
Sit up.
Nation of Islam hiring.
That's right.
Well, run and tell that.
Come on. Go ahead, Jim. Talk to them. Go ahead. Talk to them.
Ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, yes, they should be ashamed.
That's right.
Yes, they should.
I have offered my life,
Yes, you have, brother.
and that's all I got.
Yes, sir.
All that a man.
And I'm willing to give my life
Yes, sir.
for black people
Yes, sir. Sir, brother, man.
and for all oppressed human
Down
beings.
with you, minister.
Yes, sir.
I really don't want to live if I got to live and see my brothers and sisters in this condition.
That's right. That's right, minister.
So I work to get our people out of that condition.
Come on.
I want for my brother what I want for myself. I don't want to live good and you live bad. So if you help me to live good, then I don't have to struggle to pay a light bill or a gas bill. Then I'm supposed to be thinking and planning how to get you out of debt and into better life. Everybody that walk with me,
That's right.
Come on.
I have, by the grace of God, bettered their life. I found them drunk. They ain't drunk no more.
That's right.
The alcohol man is angry because the money that they used to spend with the liquor man, they got it in their pocket now.
Right. Go ahead, brother.
When I met them, they were using drugs. They're clean now. The money that the drug man used to get, their children got shoes on their feet. Their wives got new dress. There's carpet on the floor in their homes, and they're riding new cars. They're building business. What the hell is Bill Clinton doing for black people? What is your mayor doing for you? You don't mind him riding in a limousine.
Come on. Say nothing.
These brothers bought me a limousine.
That's right.
They wanted me to have the best of what white folk have that ain't done nothing for them.
That's right.
That stuff don't make me anything more than what I am.
That's right, brother minister. Preach, minister. Preach the truth.
How does a watch make me bigger?
Come on. Go ahead.
How does a ring and a fur coat make a man bigger?
That's right.
The thing that makes a man is not diamonds and shoes and cars.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's when God breathes
Breathe.
into the man the breath of his inspiration. That's what makes a man. And I'm full of the inspiration of God, and that's what makes me who I am. So brothers, do you know why They're trying to say that I had something to do with Malcolm's death. They know that practically every voice that speaks for black people has either been silenced
Yes.
or bought off.
That's right, Minister.
And practically the only voice left
That's right. That's right.
sad to say,
Yes, come on.
is Brother Farrakhan.
That's right. That's right.
They tried to use Reverend Jackson against me. And they're trying to search in the ranks of the nation to see who they can find they can use against me.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And they couldn't find anybody strong enough.
Come on.
So they go to the graveyard.
Yes. To the graveyard.
And then paint me with a brush that I had something to do
Come on.
with Malcolm's
Go ahead,
assassination.
dirty. Let's go ahead. That's low down.
This is a dog, man.
Oh, yeah. Tease it. Low down.
Then he tries to make Malcolm a folk hero, though he hates Malcolm. These bums hated Malcolm alive, and they hate him dead. But if they can use the memory of Malcolm to inspire love in these young, powerful, fearless gods,
Come on.
and then point Farrakhan out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you see,
Expose
that Farrakhan,
Yes, sir. Expose it.
he wanted to get Malcolm's place, and he killed him. And that's to inspire you to want to kill me. So once you do that, they say,
Old joke again.
we played it on the niggas again.
Go ahead.
We got rid of Garvey. We got rid of Du Bois. We got rid of Paul Robeson. We got rid of Adam Powell. We got rid of Malcolm. We got rid of Martin Luther King. Yeah, but you run into something this time. And so, brothers, don't believe the hype. I'm a man.
Oh, yes.
And if I had something to do with it, the government sure know it. So I'm saying to the government, let's open up all the files. Let's see what you've been hiding from the American people about the assassination of Malcolm, Martin, and John and Bobby. Let's let the whole world see. You think I'm crazy to call for the opening up of the files if I'm in it as a perpetrator?
Listen.
Why don't the government produce some evidence?
Come on. Listen.
They use the media. But your game is over, baby.
Yes, sir.
And so, black man,
Come on.
God, that's who you are. Then from now on, every time you look at your brother, you're looking at God. So how should you treat God? Then you would be respectful of God. Then respect yourself. Respect your brother. Respect your woman who's the producer of the little God. And you, brothers, come on. Get in the process. Wait, don't go. Because we got to go to Washington. We got a 1 million man march on Washington. I just want to close on that note. I would like for us as men to show the world that we're not dope dealers,
That's right.
gang bangers, hustlers, and pimps.
That's right.
We are serious men of resolve who have determined to take the responsibility of our lives and our communities into our own hands. And so here's what we intend to do.
Yes, sir.
On October the 16th,
Yes, sir.
we intend to have the largest demonstration in the history of America.
Come on.
This revolution will be televised.
Yes,
1 million black men standing like you are sitting, shoulder to shoulder, brother with brother. We ask our women on that day, sisters, please, you went over the Petty Bridge in Selma and got beat up and fire hosed and dogs bit you.
That's right, my mister. That's right.
You went to prison for our freedom while many of us stayed home.
Go ahead, sir.
Our women have been our leaders, brothers. And we now must regain their respect. I'm asking our women to allow us to take the point on this one. And let us go and represent our wives, our mothers, our children, and our ancestors who died that we might be here today. And let's go 1 million strong. The like of which they've never seen before. What do you call this day, Farrakhan? We call it a day of atonement. What do you mean atonement? Because we as black men recognize that God has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
That's right.
It's our day now. Our time has come.
Yes, sir.
But before we can work on the mission that God has for us, we've got to repent of what we have done to ourselves and to one another. And we've got to atone for our own wrongs.
That's the teach.
So it's a day of atonement.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a day when black men present themselves to God, not to Washington, but to God in Washington.
Yes.
We are ready
Yes, sir.
to assume our responsibility as men. Listen, listen, listen. We are ready whether government is with us or not.
Come on. Brother here.
We're going to take our own money and pool it and build our own wasted cities.
Come on. Yes, sir.
If you take away welfare, we don't give a damn. We're not going to die. Your children are eating, ours are going to eat too. We're going to be sure of that. Black man,
Yes, sir. Preach, brother. Preach.
on that day, 1 million black men in Washington, I'm going to ask all of you to register who have never registered to vote.
Come on. Come on. Look out. Come on.
Those who are Democrats, those who are Republicans, I'm asking you to come out of the Democratic Party.
Yes, sir.
Come out of the Republican Party
Come on.
and re-register as an independent. Because the Democratic Party ain't done a damn thing for none of you. Neither has the Republican Party. Now, with 1 million black men representing 10 more that didn't make it, that's leverage, brothers. That's power, brothers. How are we going to use it? 1996 is an election year. We're going to work out a black agenda. That which is in the interest of all 30 to 40 million black people and oppressed people in America. We got that agenda. And then we're going to force the leaders of political parties to come and sit down with us. Not in no smoke-filled back room cutting deals with. That's power, brothers. How are we going to use it? 1996 is an election year. We're going to work out a black agenda. That which is in the interest of all 30 to 40 million black people and oppressed people in America. We got that agenda. And then we're going to force the leaders of political parties to come and sit down with us. Not in no smoke-filled back room cutting deals where individuals wax fat while the people get lean. Hell no. Bring it out in the open. You go to the synagogue and you put on your yarmulke and you tell Jewish people what you're going to do for Israel. You go to Italians and you tell them, and the Irish, and you tell them, well, you're coming here. And you're going to tell us. And we're going to hold your foot to the fire. See, 1 million men can't be denied, brothers. You ain't got to have guns. Just fire the cannon of your unity. Let me show you what our unity could do. How many of you are out of work in Philly? Raise your hand. Look at the brothers. How can a man be productive out of work? How can he feed his family out of work?
Yes, sir.
Clinton is about to call a brother out of work that can't pay for his children a deadbeat. Put you in prison, which is the new slavery law. I want you to march with Brother Farrakhan.
Yes, sir.
Let's go to Washington. And let's repeal a lot of the madness that's putting black men in prison. Oh, brothers, you got power. We could go and sit down with General Motors.
Come on.
Look, Mr. Motors. Black folk, generally speaking, bought so many and so many General Motors cars last year. What have you done for us?
Listen up now, listen.
If we say to black people, we don't buy no General Motors, then you're going to feel the loss of our money. So here's what we want you to do.
That's it, man. That's it.
We don't want no black person to be just vice president of the latrine. We want you to put a factory in North Philly or South Philly or West Philly, wherever black folk are. And we don't want a job, we want a partnership.
Partnership.
Like United Airlines is owned by the people, we want to become partners with you. We'll work for a little less. Because at the end of the year, we're going to get a little more. Because you're going to share the dividends and the bonus with us. You don't think it can be done? Oh, brother, your unity will get you more than you could ever dream of, brother. Look here, brothers. You say, well, why should I work for less? Because if you let the inspiration of God come into your life, you ain't gonna smoke no more. So you don't have to spend your money on cigarettes. You ain't gonna smoke reefer no more, and the liquor man not gonna get your money anymore
And the coke man and the reefer man not gonna get your money anymore. All that going right back in your pocket. And look, man, if you learn how to eat to live, and you eat one meal a day, you're gonna save the money that you've been killing yourself on with 3 meals with hog maw, catfish, pork chop.
That's right.
And when you look around, brothers, you could work for less and do more with less if you're the owner of the factory. Then after you finish with Mr. Motors, you go to Mr. Ford. Then Mr. Chrysler. How many Wheaties do you eat? Corn flakes, Raisin Bland. How many Nike shoes you buy? All these people are getting strong off of us, but we're not getting strong off of them. There got to be some reciprocation, and our unity will dictate, man. How many Cokes do you drink? How much Pepsi do you drink? How many bottling companies are in the black community? This is what we're talking about, and your unity as black men will cause them to bow and show respect. And then you just start pooling your money. Get 1 million acres, 2 million acres, 10 million acres of land, and we begin to feed, clothe, and shelter ourselves. It ain't impossible, black man. If you can see it and believe it, then in unity, we can achieve it. So when you leave here tonight and go out in the street, remember October 16th. We ain't paying for nobody to come. No, because that's not showing that we want to take our own responsibility. See them Nike shoes you got on? Ain't nobody gave them to you. You found a way to get those Nike shoes. Well, you're going to find a way to get to Washington. And you ain't going to have to steal to do it. Start now. Look. Yeah, if you start walking, you'll be there by then. So brothers, I want each one of you, how many of you would like to go with us to Washington and make this kind of demonstration for the world to see? Let me see your hands, brothers. Raise them up real high. Okay, here's what I'd like to do. Can I deputize you to get 10 more brothers to go with you? How many of you will get 10 more? Would you raise your hand? Well, then right now, out of Philly, over 50 to 60,000 brothers will be coming. And if we can get 60 to 100,000 out of Philly, don't even mention Trenton and Camden, Baltimore, Washington, Richmond, Wilmington. And then those of us that come from Cleveland and Chicago and New York, that's the gravy, and from Atlanta. And brothers, I promise you in the name of God, by the grace of God, I promise you, I will never abandon the mission of your rise. As long as God puts life in my body, I will fight for your rise. And right now, I'm preparing younger men that should I suffer the evil accident of time, which all of us must do, that this work will continue unabated.
That's right.
I thank you for coming tonight, for giving me your time. And if you would like to help us to make that march successful, call this number 1-997-MARCH. 1-997-MARCH.
Peace to the gods. Peace to the gods. Are you gods? Then gods, let's rise and say be, and whatever we want to bring into existence, we can bring it into existence. Thank you for listening, and may Allah bless you as I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Come on, Philadelphia, give it to your leading teacher and guide, Minister Farrakhan. Let him hear the love in the city of brotherly love. Brothers, before you leave, Minister Farrakhan would like to lead us all in prayer. So if you will hold your places, please give way now to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan.
Would you pray with me, please? Brothers, before you go, would you take this pledge? I'm going to say I, and I want you to say I. And then I'm going to say your name, and you just say your name. Pledge. And I want you to repeat these words after me, then we'll have prayer. I, your name, pledge that from this day forward, I will strive to love my brother as I love myself. I, your name, pledge, from this day forward, I will strive to study, to improve myself mentally, morally, spiritually, socially, politically, economically, for the benefit of myself, my family, and my people. I, your name, pledge that from this day forward, I will never lift my hand to strike my brother or sister except in the defense of my life. I will never use a weapon to draw the precious blood of my family, my brothers, my sisters, except in defense of my life. I, your name, pledge to strive to build houses, hospitals, schools, to buy farmland, to enter into international trade and commerce for the benefit of myself, my family, and my people. And lastly, I, say your name, pledge to give of myself, my time, my energy, my talent, and whatever I can spare of my money to accomplish the above said. I, you say your name, pledge to march on October 16th with Brother Farrakhan in Washington for the liberation, freedom, justice, equality of myself, my family, my people, and all oppressed people. Now let's say our prayer. قل أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we worship, thine aid we seek. Guide us on the straight path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed favors, not the path of those upon whom your wrath is brought down, nor of those who go astray. O Allah, we thank you for this meeting tonight in Philadelphia. We thank you for each and every brother and those sisters who came. We thank you for allowing us this privilege to speak your word to your people. We pray that this word will enter into the hearts of these beautiful black men, that they may see and know that they are your direct descendants, only needing for you to breathe into us your inspiration and wisdom, that we may rise up as we did in the beginning to become masters of our destiny and lords of the earth by your divine permission. We ask all of this in your name and in the name of your servants, the prophets. For I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, and I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the Messiah, and I am his servant. Ameen. Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! That means God is great. Thank you, brothers. Go in peace, and I hope to see you again real soon, if not here in Washington, D.C. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Give it to him, brothers, once again. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the leader of the Nation of Islam, and our brothers and sisters all in America and around the world. Brothers, we remind you that as you depart the auditorium tonight, this message has been high-speed duplicated and is available on tape as you depart the Philadelphia Civic Center in the lobby area. Also, we remind you that the charity receptacles have been placed at the door. Minister Rodney Muhammad wants us to let you know that if every brother drop in $1 or $5 or $10 or whatever you can spare, that will help us to defray the expenses for such an enormous event on such a wonderful and historic night. We also remind you that manhood training